Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Pokemon Blue Deluxe Nuzlocke. I am Adarum, and to start things off in today's video, we have quite a few trainers to get through in the SSN, as well as a rival fight, which we'll be getting through at the end of this little sped up section here. So something I want to address at the beginning of this video is kind of how things went that last episode. It's really the first time I've tried to do post-commentary for a video, and it didn't really work out that well. I don't know if you guys noticed that at all, but basically what ended up happening is that when I recorded my audio for the video, I recorded it over the video in my editing program. But the problem is, because I was playing that video back in the editing program, there was a bit of lag. So there was a little bit of delay in what I was seeing on the screen and what was actually happening in comparison to my voice. So there wasn't really anything going wrong with the video itself. There wasn't any actual video lag, and there also wasn't any lag in my commentary. The problem was that when I was commentating, some things were delayed by a couple seconds, and therefore my commentary track ended up being a little too long for these sped up segments I had. And now that I'm thinking of it, maybe I should have just shortened the time of the sped up segments. I don't know why I didn't do that, but what I ended up doing instead was I sped up my voice by like 2 or 3%. And you might have noticed the difference. You might have noticed because I went between sped up segments and regular speed segments. You might have noticed a change in kind of pitch of my voice. I don't know if pitch is the right word or not. But there's a little change in my voice, and it sounded a little bit higher in the segments where I was going through the game sped up. So that is the reason for that, in case you are wondering. And yeah, so this time what I did instead is I went ahead and exported the segment I'm commentating over, and I'm watching that through. We get an evolution for breasts right here, so we get a Weeping Bell, which will be nice for the gym. But yeah, I'm commentating over this after it's been exported already. I figured it's a pretty short video segment. This sped up montage is coming through an end already. It's less than 3 minutes, so I figured it wouldn't take too much time to go ahead and export that, and to do that in the future so that we can do this post commentary thing in a much better way. And one more trainer here, and then we will be taking on our rival. Alright, and with all of those trainers out of the way, we are ready for our rival fight. Just going to show you the team real quick, and since we don't have Pokemon icons that match up with these Pokemon, I'm going to go ahead and name all the Pokemon on the way down. So we got Drowsy, Raticate, Ivysaur, Fearow, Weeping Bell, and Purloin, for those wondering, and so you can match them up to the Pokemon in the sidebar. And I think we're going to lead off with Deluba here. I'm not too concerned about the Pidgeotto this time around because, unlike last time where Pidgeotto was one of the only evolved Pokemon we had seen at that point in the game, at this point it's one of many, and of course we have evolved Pokemon to keep up with it as well. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem this time, and it's only level 19. I might have over-grinded a little bit. To be fair, I didn't really do a lot of grinding. I just kind of, I did the trainers out to the route to the right of Vermilion City, and I also did all the trainers here, and that sand attack is really annoying because we keep missing with confusion. So we are going to switch out of here to get rid of that sand attack, although it's probably going to throw another sand attack at us. I was kind of hoping to land the Hypnosis to put it to sleep just to make things a little easier, but that's okay. Hyper Fang will do a decent amount, quite a bit actually. I don't know if Blue is going to have some potions here. Doesn't look like he has potions just yet. Do trainers really even have potions in Gen 1? I don't really remember seeing a lot of trainers use them this early in the series. So next up is his own Raticate, which is probably going to be a lower level. I think we are probably good just leaving in our own Raticate. Yeah, this thing's only level 16. For comparison's sake, that Raticate I talked about last episode, the one owned by a Team Rocket Grunt that was at level 16, that was a very difficult fight. That was quite a while ago. That was back in Mount Moon, so it's been quite a while since then, and a level 16 Raticate at this point is really nothing. And yeah, I am a little worried that I overgrinded, although, I don't know, I do think Lieutenant Surge's levels are a bit higher than this. Next up is that Charmeleon. We don't really have any water types or anything. This battle is just gonna be the Randan show, I guess. I don't mind that too much, especially since the Rattata and Raticates I've used in my last 2 Nuzlocke runs have met unfortunate ends. Hopefully Randan here will rest easy in retirement after we eventually phase him out, because I kind of doubt we're bringing him to the Elite Four, but I do hope he lives long enough that we find someone to replace him, because I figure that would be a better way to end off his career than having him die. But anyways, we need to get the cut HM from the cut master here. I know some ROM hacks change cut to be something like a bug type move or something like that, just so it's not as useless. But I'm not sure if this hack does. I guess we'll have to see when we teach it to somebody. And this generation also doesn't have any move deleters. Again, I don't know if that's something the hack added. I would guess not, because I'm guessing the mechanic for it is not there in the game. Also, you can look in this trash bin, and yuck, shouldn't have looked. Anyways, let's go ahead and teach cut to somebody, and I'll meet you guys back at Lieutenant Surge's gym after we heal, of course. Oh, and before we head up there, I guess we have to say goodbye to the SS Anne. You do want to make sure you get all the way through the whole thing and get all the items and such, because you can't ever get back to it. And in fact, I don't think you can even get back down into this area again. I do know there's a way to surf to the right over here, and there's like a little truck over there, and there's all sorts of theories about how Mew is under the truck, or, you know, all that kind of nonsense, but I don't know, you must have to sequence break a little bit, or maybe like skip Lieutenant Surge's gym until a little bit later, until after you get the Surf HM, and then come back here. I think that might be what you have to do, because I think you can probably skip Lieutenant Surge's gym. I don't think he really gives you the ability to use any essential HMs, so technically you could just go right past this gym and come back here with Surf later on. So I think that's probably the only way you can go find that truck over there. So let's go ahead and teach HM01 cut to somebody. I guess either Bress or Cajal. I'm gonna go Cajal because I feel like Cajal has a more shallow move pool. By the way, Cajal does learn Slash, so she will kind of be able to fulfill the role that I kind of wanted a potential Meowth to fulfill. Oh, and I think this is another feature that wasn't in Generation 1 before. Because originally in Generation 1, what you had to do was you had to actually go into your party and select the HM every time you wanted to use one. Why are these computers? That's kind of weird. But yeah, as I was saying, you had to go in and select the HM every time you wanted to use one. So it looks like this hack added the ability to just walk up to something you could use an HM on and just, you know, straight up use it. As in, it gives you a prompt to do so. By the way, one thing that I have to get used to with this generation is the fact that there are no abilities, and a lot of Pokemon that I keep expecting to paralyze me with static actually aren't going to do anything at all. I just keep thinking like, oh, I'm going to hit this this Pikachu with a body slam or whatever, and I'm going to get paralyzed, but that's just not the case because, of course, abilities don't exist quite yet. But of course, I have had my fair share of Thunder Waves in this gym, so they might as well have static because of half my team at this point is paralyzed. In this gym puzzle, it's probably the most annoying of them all because it's not really a puzzle, it's more of just random luck. And we did get lucky there and got this one in the corner, which means we have a limited number of options. We basically have a 50-50 chance of getting the right one. I'm gonna guess this one. No, there's only trash there. But they're computers. That's kind of weird. I'm still not quite sure what they were going for with this. Anyways, I'll skip till I get this lock unlocked. And there we go. We got lucky again with a corner one, and we had a 50-50 chance. And I guess odds were we were going to hit it after 2 tries. Yeah, these are supposed to be trash cans, and they still kind of act like trash cans, as in, you know, nope, there's nothing there. It's a computer. I don't know what. Yeah, I'm just confused. Let's carry on with this gym battle here. And I'm a little concerned about what Lieutenant Surge might have after a couple encounters before this episode and during this episode. Because here's the thing, with my current team, just look at my current team. There is nothing I can do against steel types. I don't have any fighting type moves. I don't have any fire type moves. I got basically nothing against steel types. Because of course in the default Generation 1, steel type doesn't exist, so Magnemites are not as much of a problem. But I've been having some serious problems because everything I have is not very effective. So every time I come up against a Magnemite or Magneton, in the case of one trainer over on the route to the right of this city, I usually end up just Leech Seed and kind of body slamming and waiting it out until I manage to, you know, slowly whittle them down, which is kind of annoying. So I'm kind of dreading that Lieutenant Surge, since Misty had a different roster and a different ace. I'm kind of worried that Lieutenant Surge will have something like a Magneton, which of course, like I said, I have faced one before, but I'm still worried that I won't be able to do very much to it. And that was a critical hit. I mean, I guess it came from a baby Pokemon, but still. Yeah, I feel like I'm maybe a little over-leveled, and also we have that Raichu coming out, and I do know that Raichu can have Body Slam. Speaking of which, there is a TM for Body Slam. I actually bought that in Cerulean City, because there are TMs in a whole bunch of the cities in the Pokemarts, and that did a lot of damage. That's a little bit of a concern. But yeah, there's TMs sold in pretty much every Pokemart, and some of the TMs have been changed up a little bit from what they are in the default game. So I went ahead and picked up the Body Slam TM, which I think is actually a TM in the default Pokemon Blue, and I taught that to Fenyan, so we have a little bit something better than Tackle. And I'm thinking maybe we want to switch out of here. I'm gonna go with Randan. I think we can do the most damage with Randan with a same type attack bonus, Hyper Fang. This thing is asleep already, but I was kind of mistaken. I thought it was going to have Body Slam, but I think Mega Kick is the attack I was thinking of. I was just thinking of a high base power normal type move, but since it's already been whittled down a little bit, if we can actually land a hit, I think this should be able to finish it off. And of course, if it does wake up, it still does take an extra turn to wake up, and it looks like it won't, because again, no potions apparently from gym leaders, which is kind of weird. But anyways, that was a pretty easy fight. Like I said, I was kind of worried that possibly we were going to see a Magneton, and if we did, then we would have had some problems. I know Sonic Boom would have been a bit of a problem because it does a fixed amount of damage, and I can't really resist a fixed amount of damage, so that could have done some done a number on my team if I let it. But yeah, not too bad. And after this, the next gym is going to be a grass type gym, and we have a lot of catches between now and then. And as much as I hate to say it, I don't want to make this run seem like it's being too easy, but I feel like we're going to have an easy time with that gym as well, because we have flying types, we have a psychic type to counter any grass poison type Pokemon. I think we'll have a pretty easy time with it. And of course, we also have poison types to deal with any pure grass types, although I don't know if there really are any in this generation. Maybe Tangela? Okay, but anyways, there's one more thing I want to pick up in Vermilion City before we head up towards Rock Tunnel real quick, and that is going to be the bike voucher, which you get by talking to this guy. He's going to go on a bit of a rant about his Rapidash, and he has quite a few things to say about it, and he hugs it when it's sleeping or he's sleeping or something. I feel like that would kind of hurt. You have to wear some kind of special suit because Rapidash is on fire. I don't think I've ever seen Rapidash not on fire. I don't know if its flames can be turned off or something. Anyways, let's head back up to Cerulean City and get that bike voucher turned in so we can get our bike. Alright, over here at the bicycle shop. And the bicycle is another key item, which is of course is something that you can't ever get rid of or sell at all. So you might consider not getting it if you really want to min-max your item usage, but it does, if you don't pick it up, it does lock away the cycling road, which is completely optional. There are other ways to get to Fuchsia City, but it does lock away those trainers and that experience if you did want to go after that. So anyways, we're up here at Route 25, because I caught a Pokemon in Route 24, and I didn't realize this is actually a separate route here. This actually counts as Route 25, so we would have another chance to catch a Abra, which is what I really wanted. This is a Caterpie, so that actually does count as Dupe's Claws because we did catch a Metapod already. So let's go ahead and run away from that, see if we can find something different. I really want an Abra. Abra would be an even better Psychic type than Drowsy is. We get a Bellsprout, which is another Dupe's Claws. We get one more of those. But yeah, Abra is a really fast special sweeper and really powerful in this generation. Of course, it doesn't solve our problem with not having anything to counter Steel types, but it would still be a very, very welcome addition to the team. And there's that Abra. Now the question is, can we catch it in one Pokeball? Because if we don't, it's going to teleport away and we lost our chance. So, do we have any Great Balls by any chance? We have a Luxury Ball, which I don't really... But Happiness isn't a thing in this generation, so it must have a higher catch rate, right? Because that's the only other thing that would set it apart. It's got the same color as a Pokeball, because I don't feel like you had a lot of color choices for Pokeballs in this generation. So yeah, maybe it has a higher catch rate. I'm not sure how the different Pokeballs work in this game. Of course, we also had the Shiny Ball, which I've seen, which we might have to try that out at some point. But anyways, let's give a nickname to our new Abra. Alright, so Sorrow the Abra will be joining our team as soon as we get him grinded up a little bit to be up to par with the rest of our team. And with that being said, we've got a lot of trainers to go through and also some more catches before the end of this episode. I don't think we've been going that long, so we should have time to get a bunch more stuff done. But we do need to get through this route over to this direction, to the right. I don't know all the route numbers off the top of my head because there are a lot of them. You don't get the little route pop-ups. But yeah, we've got some catches to do. We got some trainers to fight, so we're just going to speed through all this. And, well, for you guys, I'm just going to keep talking. So yeah, let's get through all these trainers. Alright, so here we go. We're getting through this route here that, again, I don't know the number of. And we're going to get through Rock Tunnel as well. And I like doing things this way. I like doing this, you know, kind of sped up a little bit and kind of just talking over it in post-commentary, because it means that there's one less segment of the video that you potentially have to skip. Because I know you maybe don't want to sit and just watch me go through a bunch of trainers and just set some music. I figure it's more interesting if I actually talk through the whole video. So yeah, I think I like this format better than the way I was doing things before. And yeah, so we do have a couple catches potentially in this route. Oh, and we're also getting an evolution for Sorrow, who evolves into Kadabra. Unfortunately, he evolved a level too late because we gained an extra level in that fight. So he didn't learn Confusion, which is a move that would normally be learned at level 16. Since he didn't evolve it to level 17, we didn't get Confusion. So right now, I still have a useless Kadabra. I think at one point I gave him a TM I found, which was the TM for Dazzling Gleam, or as it is in the game text, Dazzling Gleam. Because there's not enough space to put Dazzling Space Gleam in the game text. So yeah, we do have at least one move on it, although it's not a same type attack bonus attack. But it is a fairy type attack. We didn't have any of those before, so that is kind of nice. I think you see me using it there for some reason on that Numel. I don't know why, because fire resists fairy. I guess I didn't really know what to do against that Numel, because I don't really have any water types. Speaking of which, we pick up a Shellos here. Just put it to sleep and throw a couple Pokeballs because I was worried about knocking it out. And its nickname is going to be Gandok. So Gandok the Shellos will be joining us. I believe you can catch both versions of Shellos. There's actually one that shows up here, and then there's another one that shows up... Oh, I'm not even sure where the other one shows up, but I know I looked it up at one point in the game documents. So yeah, we're going to run it into Rock Tunnel real quick here. And I realize at this point that I don't have Flash, but luckily I can still see well enough to get through. And then this guy gives you the Amulet Coin, although I'm pretty sure held items are not a thing, so that must work a little bit differently. But I don't have Flash, so I've got to figure out how to get through the cave without it, which actually isn't too bad. I don't know if usually in the game you can see as well as we can see in there. By the way, we flashed up Shellos' attacks, and all he has is Harden right now, so we're going to have to hopefully learn some new attacks for him. Also did not get a catch for this, for Rock Tunnel or for that route before. The only Pokemon we caught in this little sped up segment was the Shellos, because both of those other encounters that we had were Dupe's Claws, all three encounters, which is kind of a shame. A Geodude or an Onix or a Machop would have been really nice if we could have caught one of those. I am happy with Shellos though, because we really could use the water typing. That is a good type to have. and it should help a little bit with overcoming steel types once we get it evolved and have that ground type. And I actually don't know what level Shellos evolves at because I haven't ever used one before. But once we get it evolved, we have that ground type, then it'll be a perfect Magnemite counter. I was just kind of worried we'd gotten past the point in the game where Magnemites are kind of an issue, because I know we saw a lot of them a little earlier on, right around Lieutenant Surge's gym, and also inside the gym. I don't think Lieutenant Surge himself had any, but yeah, so hopefully, well actually not just hopefully, but we should be getting a Litwick coming up once we get to Lavender Town. That'll probably be next episode. But in the Pokemon Tower, floors 3 through 6, there's actually a 90% chance to run into Litwick. So that's amazing. And the way it works is actually Litwick is the blue exclusive, whereas Ghastly is the red exclusive. And by the way, exclusives work a little bit differently than I thought they did. They're not technically exclusive. It's just the Pokemon that's, you know, not your version exclusive has like a really low chance of appearing. For example, Purloin is actually a red exclusive Pokemon, but there's a 1% chance of running into that on the route that I ended up picking one up on, which is kind of a shame because Meowth would have been the blue exclusive, and I would have much rather had a Meowth because of the same type of attack bonus off of Slash, and we could have made some good use out of that. And also, we got through that pretty quick. And I think we're coming up on the end of the episode here. I just ran into the Pokemon Center real quick and did a bit of shopping. So we'll end things off there. Thanks for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.